They say that the soil of an old farm remembers everything. It drinks the spring rain, it drinks the summer sweat, and it drinks the bitter tears of the women who work it. For generations, the women in our valley believed a cruel lie, that to survive the harsh winters and the demanding earth, you had to turn your heart into stone. I was one of those women. My name is Eleanor, and this is the story of how my hands, hardened by 50 years of labor, almost destroyed the only person who came to save our family's soul. It started the day my son, Arthur, brought Clara home. She was a city girl. She wore dresses the color of spring flowers and had hands so soft they looked like they had never lifted anything heavier than a teacup. When Arthur looked at her, his eyes were full of a light I hadn't seen in this gloomy house for decades. But when I looked at her, I didn't see a daughter. I saw weakness. I saw a girl who would break at the first sign of a hard frost. The village wives whispered, "She won't last a single harvest." And deep down, a dark, bitter part of me decided to prove them right. I made it my mission to teach her. That's what I told myself. I woke her before dawn. I gave her the heaviest buckets of water to carry. When she baked bread and the crust was a little too dark, I threw it to the chickens while she watched, holding back tears. "The land doesn't forgive mistakes," I told her sharply, "and neither do I." Day by day, I watched her bright colors fade. Her soft hands became calloused and cut. Her laughter, which used to echo through the wooden halls, fell silent. I thought I was making her strong, but the truth was far darker. I was simply turning the wheel of karma. 40 years ago, I came to this very house as a young bride, and my mother-in-law had done the exact same thing to me. She broke my spirit until I became just like her, cold, demanding, and utterly devoid of mercy. Pain had been my only teacher, and so, pain was the only lesson I knew how to pass on. "10 years passed. Clara didn't leave. She endured. But the warmth between us was non-existent. We were two strangers living under the same roof, bound only by the man we both loved. And then, the winter of my 70th year arrived, bringing with it a freezing storm that seeped into my bones. A severe stroke hit me like lightning striking an old oak tree. In one single night, the strong, unyielding Eleanor was gone. I was left paralyzed on my right side, entirely dependent on others. Arthur was working long days in the snowy woods to keep us afloat, leaving me alone in the house, with Clara. Lying in that bed, staring at the wooden ceiling, absolute terror gripped my heart. The wheel of karma had made a full turn. I knew exactly what I deserved. I expected Clara to leave my water glass just out of reach. I expected cold meals left on the nightstand without a word. I expected the harsh sighs, the rolled eyes, the cruel discipline I had subjected her to for a decade. I waited for my punishment. I waited for her to become the monster I had created. One morning, she walked into my room holding a large basin of steaming water. I squeezed my eyes shut, bracing for the rough, cold sponge and the impatient hands. But the touch that met my skin was gentle. Clara washed my face with warm water and lavender soap, a small luxury she had bought from the city. She carefully brushed my gray hair, untangling the knots without pulling. She fed me warm broth, blowing on each spoonful so it wouldn't burn my mouth. There was no anger in her eyes, no revenge, only a quiet, unwavering grace. I couldn't speak, but my tears flowed endlessly. One afternoon, Clara wiped my cheek, looked into my tired eyes, and whispered the words that shattered my soul in the most beautiful way. She said, "I know your mother-in-law was hard on you, Eleanor. I know you only gave me what you were given. But in my house, we plant different seeds." That day, the generational curse in our family died. Karma is often misunderstood as a system of punishment, but it's not. It is an opportunity. It is a wheel that keeps spinning, handing you the exact same pain over and over again, asking you one simple question: will you pass this on, or will you be the one to finally absorb it, heal it, and let it go? Clara taught me that true strength isn't having a heart made of stone. True strength is having a heart that remains soft, even when the world gives you every reason to be hard. The soil of our farm still drinks the rain, but it no longer drinks bitter tears. It finally drinks peace.